Hi, I'm Joe Calamari here with Project Geospatial. We're at GEOINT 2024 here in Orlando, Florida, and today we have the pleasure of speaking with Survtech Solutions, and we have Dave speaking with us, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Awesome. Could you just give yourself a little introduction for the audience?
Yeah, I'm Dave O'Brien. I started Survtech Solutions in 2004. We've been 20 years in business as of May 1st, so we're actually having an anniversary party next weekend. I'm a professional surveyor and mapper. I'm licensed in 11 states. I'm also a certified federal surveyor. And as a founding member, we've grown Survtech from, well, 2 of us up to about 100 people in 6 offices.
That's awesome. Congrats on the 20 years.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So we're at GEOINT. I know you've been to GEOINT in the past. Is there anything in the last couple of years that you've been looking at to really try and get out there while you're here at the show?
Well, the last couple of years, when I went to school for surveying engineering and back in the 90s, I did a ton of GIS. But surveyors never really embraced GIS, so in the last couple of years, we've actually added an enterprise-level GIS department to Survtech, which I'm super proud about, because I always felt like surveyors didn't embrace it. They always said garbage in, garbage out. And I always took the opposite approach. Well, if we put in great data, it's going to be great data coming out. So yeah, we've added that. One of the newer technologies we've added is we actually added a helicopter pod that we're collecting LiDAR from. We're collecting oblique forward and aft imagery and then downward imagery, all simultaneous. And it's actually excellent for like power line mapping, so it can really collect the power lines, all the facilities, where they attach and so forth.
Wow, that's awesome. And even not just power lines, but you guys are really getting down into it, like, small spaces, right?
Yeah. So we do a lot of really precise measurement, a lot of 3D scanning. Like I told you, we do metrology, which a lot of people, when I say metrology, they think it's like meteorology, the weather. It's actually very, very precise measurements. And I felt like surveyors always needed, but it was more embraced by facilities, like doing equipment alignment and stuff. But we can measure down to 1/10,000th of an inch on the micron level, which I don't know how much you know about the construction industry, but a lot of times they prefab steel in the factory, and then they try to drop it on anchor bolts that are on the ground and pour concrete, and they don't fit. With metrology, we can make sure they fit perfect. So it's something we've added in the last couple of years.
Yeah, that's amazing. So I know we've seen, the industry as a whole has grown exponentially over the last few years. How have you guys managed to set yourself apart from the crowd during that time?
Well, we've always, and I want to back up a little bit. We have a lot of professional surveyors and mappers. From me, I've mentored another 10 of us. So we got 11 under the roof in Tampa, and that's a large number of surveyors. But we've set ourselves apart. Even though we're a great surveying company, we always are the guy that'll try any type of mapping. So it's led us into mapping underwater. It's led us into doing geophysical mapping underground, sinkholes and landfills, what's under there. And so it's led us to map inside buildings, and you heard me talk about metrology. Now it's led us to map things more precisely. So we're always looking for a niche where other people don't do that type of acquisition or collection, and we can do it. So.
That's amazing. And so right now, how have you been able to get all this data in? It's not just not quite satellites yet, but what else have you used to capture all this?
Well, we do a lot of LiDAR collection, a lot of imagery collection, and our big thing, we do multibeam underwater. And are you familiar with multibeam?
Let's hear it.
So multibeam is sonar, so it's not light, it's not LiDAR, but it's sound. But it looks just like LiDAR data. So it's swath bathymetry, 3D, and point cloud, so just like LiDAR data. And so we have different sensors. In multi-beam, we probably have 2 multi-beam sensors, and then there's single beam, which is just elevation pings, basically. That's the difference. It's not 3D looking. And then we have numerous LiDAR sensors, the one in the plane, which is probably our most expensive. And then we have, obviously, the ones in the helicopter and the UAVs. And the UAV has probably been, we were one of the first people to put LiDAR on a UAV way back in 2016. Do you remember the Oroville Dam that burst out in California, the big spillway?
Yeah.
We actually were mobilized within 24 hours to go map that with LiDAR with our UAV. So we're always putting different sensors on different platforms.
That's amazing. Awesome. So in the next couple of years, what are you guys looking to do to expand to in the next 2 to 3 years?
Well, there's been a lot of talk, and you've probably heard some of this, bathymetric LiDAR. So regular LiDAR hates water. When you got water, it doesn't give you a return. There's something now, bathymetric LiDAR. We're still a small business with the federal government, so bathymetric LiDAR can range anywhere from a couple million to 4 or 5 million. So that's probably our next big leap, is buying one of those bathymetric LiDAR sensors so we can map along the shoreline, the coast, lakes and rivers, estuaries and stuff, and add those services. And that would be a big jump for us, because that's a big piece of equipment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So as we're wrapping up now, is there any final message that you'd like to get out to the audience?
Well, the only thing I would say is because I'm a surveying engineer that went to school for it at University of Maine, and so many young people now don't embrace the geospatial profession, and a lot of it is because some of us work outside like land surveyors, but the geospatial profession has so much to offer nowadays. So I mean, if I was going to leave with any message, I mean, if you're a young person and you like working with cool toys, I mean, we get to work with drones, USVs, which is drones on the water, ROVs underwater. I mean, even metrology measuring to that level of precision on like the space program. So I would just like to close with and say there's a lot of opportunity in geospatial. So, you know, if you're somebody that likes math and computers and software, look at the geospatial profession. And just look at me. I started with 2 people doing mortgage surveys, and now I got 100 people, and we're doing all this cool stuff with technology.
Yeah, it really is a great story.
Yeah, it is.
Awesome. Well, where can the people find you if they're looking for more info?
I'm actually right in Tampa, Florida, just an hour from here. You know, and we have offices in Sanford, Florida, Mulberry, Fort Pierce, Florida, Jacksonville, and Decatur, Alabama, and then we have guys in Mobile and New Orleans. So we're pretty covered around the Southeast.
Awesome. And the website is Survtech Solutions?
Yes, www.survtechsolutions.com. Yeah.
Excellent. Great. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. I'm Joe Calamari here with Project Geospatial. We'll see everybody next time.